Chapter 3091 opens with Matriarch Farrell reminiscing about her sister's tragic fate. The matriarch reveals that Catherine's aunt had suffered a devastating blow that led to her mental instability, eventually culminating in her death due to an accident. The burden of managing the family, particularly the Farrell group, fell solely on Matriarch Farrell after her sister's untimely death. This sudden shift of responsibility left Matriarch Farrell with a heavy load of guilt, one that is palpable throughout the chapter. As Catherine listens to her mother, she recalls that her mother rarely speaks about her deceased aunt and uncle, which makes her revelation all the more significant. She senses a deep connection between her mother's troubled expressions and the past, but she holds back her suspicions about whether her mother may have played a role in her aunt's death. She realizes that confronting her mother with these suspicions would only create tension and result in accusations of mistrust. Instead of questioning her mother directly, she inquires about old photographs of her aunt and uncle in an attempt to ease into the conversation. Matriarch Perel's response is evasive. She explains that any photographs of her sister and brother in law have been destroyed over time, leaving no visual remnants of her past. Despite this, she goes on to explain that Catherine's cousin Liberty bears a strong resemblance to her late aunt. Matriarch Farrell reflects on the family resemblances, noting that Audrey shares many characteristics with her own eldest sister. The resemblance is not merely physical, but extends to mannerisms, behavior, and even vocal inflections. These similarities are a painful reminder of what could have been. Matriarch Farrell admits that if her eldest sister had lived, Audrey might have taken over the leadership of the Farrell group, and the family's fortunes would be different. This moment of vulnerability reveals the matriarch's deep seated insecurities about her own leadership. She believes she could never match the abilities of her late sister and Audrey, admitting that the Farrell group might still be thriving had her sister been in charge. This insecurity highlights the underlying tension between the current matriarch and the legacy of her sister, as well as her own feelings of inadequacy. The conversation takes a sudden shift when matriarch Farrell turns her attention to more recent matters. She reveals that Catherine's eldest brother is involved with Shiloh. This diversion from the past suggests that matriarch Farrell is uncomfortable discussing her sisters and the emotions tied to them, particularly her own role in their deaths. Although she misses her siblings deeply, she also harbors a great fear that she may have been responsible for their deaths. The weight of this guilt haunts her, as she worries that others might uncover the truth and confront her about her role in the family tragedies.